Hello, if you've been following my channel, you know that I live in a motorhome and I'm very much an outdoor person. I've got lots of videos of motorhomes and camper vans, and as you can see, I'm at the campsite right now. I've done less on outdoor activities, although there are one or two videos from 2022 when you can see me carrying a stack of stuff on my back. Now, as this box says, dream big. Don't know if I dream big, but I do try to do things. As this says, your next adventure is just around the corner. At least I think that's what it's meant to say, because there's things stuck over it. In my case, I try to make the entire life an adventure. In fact, when I'm not having an adventure, that's really when the adventure is for me. So let's have a look inside this box, because what I've got here is a new bag, a new backpack, and let's get it open and have a bit of a look at it. So why would I upgrade the backpack? There's nothing wrong with the backpack I've got at present. I got it on Norwich Market, and I paid £35 for it, if I remember correctly, or something along those. I've been using it now for 8 years, since 2014, and it served me very well. This one, however, is a major upgrade, and let's take it out of the plastic bag and give it a more thorough look at. Now, most backpacks open from the top. This is what I would sort of call a suitcase type backpack. I mean, there's nothing original about that, of course. It's been on the go for many, many years. But as far as I'm concerned, I thought that this feature here, to be able to load it via putting things in here directly, would be easier. And not only that, it does actually give you an idea what's inside. Don't have to sort of tip everything out to find out. It's got this peculiar bag. I don't know if that's coming out or not, because everything's all black at the top. This is part of the pocket which is found at the top, and as you can see, having this part here, it is quite deep. On the other hand, of course, it is taking up space which is inside. Now, as far as I was concerned, the idea of packing like that, it also allows me to keep things relatively ironed. I often talk about ironing and things. I know in vans as well, I was always super elegant, and anybody who's seen me knows I'm not. But that's a relatively nice feature as far as I'm concerned. We've also got internal pockets here, as you can see. I'll just walk around to demonstrate. Put my hand in, and you can see what it is. And there is 3 of those. So that's a positive thing. Sort of keep things in there. Now, it comes with a secret computer place, and where does that go? The secret computer is here. Now, will my computer fit in there? It might do at a push, I don't know, we'll find out. But that, for people who have smaller computers, yeah, that won't be a problem. In my case, I don't think it's going to fit, so my computer would have to go inside. Particularly when I travel, I have the large battery on it, so that might be a bit of a problem for me. But I do appreciate that it's not a computer bag, and it's designed for other purposes. Obviously, as you'd expect, it has a proper belt. It has the harness and a chest strap. And one thing I really do appreciate, though, are the quality of the metal buckles. Now, this thing here from DB, Scandinavian country, Scandinavian manufacturer, and it is designed for hard use outdoors. This is clearly a very tough bag. Now, we've got these outer straps. Now, my current bag has got these webbing straps on all over it, so sort of these military type bags. This one here doesn't have so much, but I think that is, in my case, for hanging things on this, that would be good enough. Now, on the side straps we've got here, I usually carry my sleeping bag on this side, and as you can see, I think it might just fit in there at extreme push if it's sort of very long. However, here we've got far more space for a sleeping bag, as you can see, and that would be a much better place for the sleeping bag. So I think the sleeping bag's going to go there as from now. What about the weight? Well, that's not heavy, in my opinion. There'd be more technical details in the description. So it's padded at the back, and I can feel it, the internal frame of it. I get the impression that it's a real quality bag. Obviously, mind you, costs like 8 or 9 times more than my current one did, but yeah, so I'm looking forward to giving a go. There you go, DB, and so there you are, 32 litre Pro backpack it's called, and it's inspired by containerization and intermodal freight transport, wherein containers fit perfectly on various forms of transportation, ships, trains and trucks. So this is their idea of the container, and certainly I can see how that fits with the pockets that it's provided. So you know, you can use that and all the space is taken up. Right, so I'm going to give that a trial, and but before I do that, let's just have a look at what the box says. Here you go. So you don't have to, it says what you can use the box for. So you can use it for breakdancing mat, robot costume, toy castle, bookshelf, puppet show stage, gift box, activist poster, etc, etc, etc. And if you've got any ideas what else it can be used for, then send it to DB on Instagram and you may get something nice. So I'll give you a link to their site on Instagram is below. Good. Right, so the box, unfortunately in my case, the box is not going on to have a second life. It's going to go into the recycling bin here at this campsite. Let's now give it a go. So it's quite high up on my back. I mean, it's only 35 litres, of course. This seems to be quite high, and it's got a rather curious clip which is magnetic, but the other buckles are those which are the same as were used in the British Army, at least when I was in it. So, but they are very strong and sturdy. Let's give it a bit of a go walking with it. Obviously it's empty, anybody can carry an empty bag, but I do feel it quite close to my body, and the test, of course, is how it reacts when we're out in the hills or something. One of the features, what I'm maybe not supposed to do with this with bags normally, I like to have access to water, and for example I'll put a pouch on here in any case. Now so that might work. This is on my thigh bone. I've got this bulge here because I have a bag down here as well. I always have that, I nearly always have that bag on me unless I'm wearing a suit, and in which case I've got suit pockets. I don't need to carry my glasses and power banks and other things in there. So I think on the whole this seems okay, but we'll give it a try out, and it'll come into its first hardcore-ish use. I'll be taking it to Ukraine with me when I go there quite soon, and see how it manages in those conditions. Question is, will 35 litres be enough? And that at the present time I just don't know. The one thing I would have appreciated more about it though is to have had something, an external bottle for carrying things like water and the likes. So I've filled the bag up, I've got around 15 kilos in it, and well, it's 15 kilos. It weighs a lot, but it's relatively comfortable. I'm only doing a couple of kilometers in it like this. Now, I was in Ukraine a couple of times with a rather heavy bag, and although it was heavier I think than this, I think I had closer to 30 when I went the last time, but I can, obviously it's how the weight is distributed on your back which is important, and I can't say I can't feel it, because I can, but it seems okay, and there's nothing here which seems to be choking me as you sometimes get. And another good thing I've noticed, around my waist I can pull it tight with both hands, so they're all positive things. Now I'll just give you a negative. This might be a negative for everybody, but it could be for many. The bag won't crumple flat. So my current bag is in my motorhome in a box, and it's flat packed. And this one, because it's rigid, you can't get it to do that. But I've got an idea of getting around that. What I'm going to do is, I think I'll put up a couple of hooks somewhere inside the van, and then I'll be able to use it as additional storage in my motorhome, so I can keep, I don't know, my winter stuff or something in the summer, or my summer stuff in the won't fit in there, it's too much of it, but something along those lines. You'll get the general drift of what I'm trying to say. So I'll use it in a restricted environment. So that's great. Thanks very much for watching. I know this isn't normally the sort of thing I do, but you know, those of us who live in motorhomes are also people who like contact with the environment, and backpacking, I think, is part of that contact with the environment. Many people who are motorhomers, I know, do like to go out for hikes, maybe not super long ones, 20 kilometers, that'll do, but you know, if you've got a few people with you and there's one person carrying the bag, then something like this is great. Obviously, if you're going out on a shorter thing, then you'd look for a smaller bag. But for a holiday, something you can carry on an aircraft, or indeed a longer hike, this might be the sort of thing for you. There is a description below. Thanks very much for watching, and all the best from me in Poland.